Hey y'all, come with me to Angers. Today was a pretty jam-packed day that started super early with some chaotic travel. This was Adam and I's short stint in first class before we got kicked out. However, the travel time was only an hour 30 and the view was really nice. It really reminded me of home, especially the windmills. Angers is located in western France, about 160 miles from Paris. It was the capital of the province of Anjou until the French Revolution, and its 150,000 inhabitants today are called Angevins. Once we got to Angers, we met up with our tour guide Jean-Louis and headed to the ancient chateau. It was absolutely stunning, sitting on a promontory with a beautiful garden below. This site was once a burial ground for Neolithic chiefs and kings, and it's less than 2 miles away from the main river. The castle is the oldest known origins of the city of Angers, with its oldest construction dating back to prehistoric times. As we watch the progression of the castle, we can see what it looked like as it served the Gauls in the 5th century, the Vikings of the 9th century, and finally as the home of the Plantagenet dynasty until the 12th century, when Queen Blanche Castile, mother of St. Louis, ordered the building of the fortress we see today. Today, the fortress is the strongest in all of France and sits on 247 acres of land with 17 towers that were once 2 stories taller. Within the castle, we saw more insight into the life of the ancient Angevins. The castle was pretty self-sufficient. It homed not only exotic animals like elephants, but also livestock, and there were fruit trees, vegetable gardens, and a small vineyard. We also saw stained glass from the medieval and the Renaissance times and murals in their original colors. I was very impressed by the preservation of all of this over the last 900 or so years. Even after it served the Dukes of Anjou from 1360 to 1481, it survived housing the army and serving as a prison. Fun fact, Andy's aunt's name is Yolanda, but she was not born in 1379. Later on, we headed to the Apocalypse Tapestry. However, Mark has or will give us a really great presentation about it, so I'll keep it very brief. Even with many of the panels missing, it was a pretty thorough depiction of Revelations, and some notable panels for me were the lions. I had actual nightmares about them, and I also really loved the prostitute. Our tour guide Jean-Louis made it very clear that she was evil, but I'm personally pro-woman, and I love how well the artist depicted her really feeling herself as she should. Afterwards, we headed to the tapestry gift shop. Unfortunately, I didn't find any lotions or perfumes, but I did find this sword that completely captured my attention. Eventually, we headed out for lunch, and there's not really too much to say. It was definitely food, but if you know me, I'm an extremely picky eater, and I'm lactose intolerant, so I had the lactose-free meals. I thought the gazpacho was rancid, but everyone else tore theirs up, so maybe I'm being a little bit dramatic. Everything else was super good. They served lots of bread, lots of wine, fish, 2 dessert options, and after-meal coffee, and this was my first time ordering coffee for myself, and then I ate this apple I brought. Finally, we reunited with Jean-Louis to explore the historical quarters of Angers, including the different architecture styles in the area like medieval, Renaissance, Neo-Gothic, and Classic. We also toured St. Maurice Cathedral. This cathedral was birthed to Angevin Gothic architecture style, which, like the city, is a mix of many architectural styles. It has a Romanesque nave and a Renaissance-style second level. Within the cathedral, there's medieval stained glass as well as 19th century stained glass, and it was also the burial site for Yolanda of Aragon, King Rene, and King Rene's daughter Margaret. We did learn that King Rene's tomb was completely destroyed during the French Revolution, but I was very impressed by all the sculptures, the grand organ, and this gold-plated canopy atop the main altar. We concluded our walking tour at the Museum of Angers, and I used my free time to purchase this rose perfume from the gift shop and explore some of the more modern quarters of Angers. After a very long day, we finally headed home trouble-free. Thank you so much for joining me, and now I'll take any questions.